One thing I used to always say to myself all the time was, I used to always just say, I don't live here. Like when people would ask me problems about, or ask me about stuff that's going on in this world, or like literally anything that has to do with this world, I would always be like, I don't know, I don't live here. And that was like totally before I even established any sort of relationship with God. And it's like so weird for me because I'm coming to so many realizations. And the reason I said that, it was just because like I would always just say I don't live here, but it's like I'm just not involved like in this world. Like the world that we live in now, it's like every time someone talks about like worldly issues or like whatever, like politics and stuff like that, like I just don't care. Like it's not that I don't care about people that like, you know, go through stuff and everything. It's not that I don't care about you know, if like someone loses their life or like, you know, of course I care. I never want to see anybody die. Never want to see anybody be hurt or be in trouble or anything. But it's like all the worldly issues that occur in this world. It's like I just don't care. It's like I don't live here. I don't even live here. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like I don't know why you're even talking about it. So it's just funny to me. I just came to that realization like right now that I forget why I started saying that. But I would literally always just be like, I don't know, I don't live here. And it was like, I just don't live in this world. And I've just always been set apart. I've always been set apart from everybody else. There's nobody, not everybody, but it's so many people I just never really saw eye to eye with like anybody. And then like when you don't see eye to eye with people, they, like I guess, yeah, they think you're weird and stuff. But like when you don't see eye to eye to people, when you don't see eye to eye with people, they like take offense to it. And it's like all the stuff that these people care about, like I just don't care about. Like I just don't care. Like what am I even putting any of my energy into these problems for? They have nothing to do with me. And like I don't live here. But it was just funny. I had to mention that. And I've been like building up my relationship with God like very slowly. I've been getting a lot of signs and stuff. And I just realized that I've been set apart for a reason. So like being set apart is like such a good thing. Like being set apart is positive. Like you can't just always be like of this world and like within this, like you can't always just be in the loop. Like being in the loop is not necessarily a good thing like all the time. Like being in the loop, probably should turn the phone this way, but whatever. Being in the loop is not always like what you want. You don't want to be a part of all these activities that go on. Like a lot of the time when you get involved with activities in this world and you get involved with a lot of different people, you put yourself in a bad situation and you get in trouble. At least that's what I've noticed. I've noticed that like, of course there's times, like plenty of times where I've had a good time. I've had a lot of fun. Like if I went somewhere or something, but so many times out of those times it's just been like chaos and like I've gotten myself into trouble. And I just always thought like if I just stayed home or if I just stayed in the house, like, or I didn't go where I went. I just always told myself that I would have been better off. Like it would have been a better decision for me to do that. But yeah, don't be of this world. It's not real. It's not necessary. There's no point. Like, and people who hear things like this, they're like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean don't be of this world? Like, you can't explain something to someone who thinks that they know everything. I saw that as a title of a video the other day too. You can never learn what you think you already know. So like if you think you already know something, how are you going to learn it? You don't learn it. You think you already know. So when you say stuff like that, you're not of this world and you don't live in this world and you're set apart, because it's like God intended it to be that way. People look at you like, what are you talking about? Like you're some sort of special person. And it's like, listen, I am special. Like, I think I'm special. Like, I think you should think that you're special too. Why don't people think that? Why don't people think that they're special? Like, why don't people think that they're different and special? That's something that you should think. You should think that you're special. That's so funny to me. Like when you say things that people don't resonate with because they don't understand it, they're like, oh, like, who do you think you are? Or like, you think you're so special. It's like, I am. I am special. I think I'm me. I'm a special person. And that doesn't mean that I do like, I don't know, it doesn't mean I do extraordinary things that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do things that you can't. I do things that are possible by anybody. I think things that anybody could think, but they just choose not to. But yeah, if I had to give some advice, like I would definitely say like try to establish a relationship with God. I always wanted to. I really did. I always wanted to establish a relationship. But I'm actually going to save this for another video. I'm going to talk about God in a different video. But definitely try that. But yeah, being set apart is not a bad thing. Like being set apart is good. Being set apart is something that you should be happy for. Like you should be happy about that. You should not always resonate with everybody. I think people like this blows my mind, but it's like people become insecure when they don't like resonate with like certain people. Like you know when you go somewhere and like there's a bunch of people like vibing together or whatever, and then like you step into the conversation or you step into that room and you're just like, what the, like, you just don't really understand like how they're all like connecting. It's like you're not really supposed to connect with those type of people anyway, so don't be discouraged that like you're not fitting in, right? Fitting in is not like something you should strive for. You should never force anything. Everything should always be organic. Everything should always be natural. Like you should never force something. I've made so many mistakes in my life where I've forced something to happen, and I've always regretted it. I've always regretted like when things didn't happen naturally. So, yeah, being set apart is not a bad thing. That's really all I had to say. And if anyone asks you, where you live, just say I don't live here.